Starting with the occasion of the day, Mr. Chris, or rather Chris, who put up this distinguished banquet for his friends and fan club members, decided to make a special introduction of the young, beautiful lady standing by his side, Violet. This beautiful lady runs a successful business that provides ushering services, which made a real spark to Chris by supporting her business with the sum of 10 million naira. This came as a surprise to everyone as they were marveled by his benevolent act. Violet's friend, who was part of the occasion, called her out to specially congratulate her for the unexpected favor. Even though Violet expressed a grateful heart towards his kind gesture, she wasn't moved with what he did because she also understands the trickish intentions of these rich men and politicians who take advantage by trying to impress the society with their charitable act. I mean, why didn't he call her privately to support her business rather than telling the whole world? I think we are not far from the truth. Chris called Violet in the middle of the night to tell her to come to his office tomorrow to get her remaining balance of 500,000 naira for the services she rendered at the party. This is unprofessional, if I may say. Violet went to his office the following morning to get her balance, and Chris, as he promised, gave her a check of 10 million naira, if only she will be his girlfriend. I thought as much. Violet was right, though, with what she perceived from such generosity. Her friend advised her to collect the check and enjoy his money if that's what he wanted. Violet wouldn't date a married man, regardless of how wealthy he was. And even though the money was mouth-watering, it would have at least helped her pay up her loan she collected from the bank for her business. Chris, on the other hand, has a wife, Diane, and 2 grown-up kids. But he has been having this displeasing attitude towards his wife for reasons we are about to find out. It went as far as giving a divorce letter to her. She knew that her marriage was in danger. She wept so bitterly that the little baby of the house, Nene, came in to find her mother crying. She couldn't believe why on earth her father, whom she believed in so much, would want to do such a thing. She went straight to her father's office regardless of whose ox is gored to confront her father. This was not the family that once shared love. Now, she's the only one that knows about this aside from her brother. Meanwhile, Ken, who is the only son, makes every moment count in his life. He knows what he wants as a young man. For instance, he would rather prefer more beautiful and sexier ladies than the girls he just had. He knows he can count on his scout for better selections. Ken had been away from home for some days now, enjoying his life, and also needed space to work for his dad. Nenny thought Ken was away with his girlfriend, Mercy, who the family was aware of their relationship, only for Nenny to find out that he went for his own pleasure. He was truly not treating her friend Mercy, right? Chris always finds his way in knowing the whereabouts of Violet. He joined her in her morning exercise and asked her to stop by his office to get her balance of the previous job and for a fresh job he intends to give her. She came to the office later, and while her balance was paid, he also tried to convince her about his proposal to be his girlfriend. He even went to the extreme of asking her to be his wife. The whole idea of becoming a wife to not only a married man, but to a man his age, was beginning to piss her off that she wanted to leave, but Chris calmed her down. He then told her about a new job offer. He wanted to host a company he had just signed a new deal with, and to cement his relationship with them, he intended to give them a nice treat at his house together with his family, and he will need her services. It was the event day, and Chris introduced Violet to his wife and children. Trust Ken. He knows how to make a woman feel special. Ken was already getting attracted to Violet and called her out for a chat. While hobnobbing with her, Ken thought she was the same as every girl who easily falls for his kind of physique. He wanted to do the usual not until he got a dirty slap from Violet. He must have been mistaken this time. Trust women. They know when their man is attracted to another woman. Diane asked Chris what was going on between him and the young lady. Chris wouldn't want to have such a conversation with her. Diane's insecurity grew stronger because of her singular mistake. Ken was really getting interested in her type because she was different from other ladies who were willing to do anything to get him. How did he get to find her address? I guess both father and son usually find their ways. Ken apologized about the last time and really want to make up for what he did. But something seems weird here. The more he pushes, the more she becomes tougher. Ken is becoming more cooked up into the game. Meanwhile, Diane kept pushing and asking for the mercy of her husband. Chris has really been silent on her, and it's really eating her up because she actually had no idea what he was up to. You can imagine when father and son keeps bagging into one another like lost puppies, all because of one girl. Violet has really turned into a common family interest. This was becoming complicated for her. Violet keeps rejecting the persistent advances of both father and son. She really needs some advice. She needs to know that Ken likes her. Violet was only scared of being a victim of recurrent heartbreaks, but she kind of likes Ken. After much encouragement from her friend, she had to have a deep thought about it. Violet got a sudden visit that night, but who was it? The next day, she decided to take Ken on a date. Ken was astonished by her sight in his office. Ken still can't believe with his very eyes what was happening because he had already given up. Now I think Diane is cooking something. She convinced Chris to go out with her to some place where they could spend time together because it's been so long since she had such a nice treat. She brought Chris to the same restaurant Ken and Violet were having their date. But Chris sided them fast and wouldn't allow that to happen. I guess her plan failed because Ken was also surprised that Violet brought him to his favorite restaurant. So why the coincidence? Violet brought Ken back in her car and something unusual happened. Violet had a minute naughty kiss with Ken which tore many hearts apart. I guess Violet did all these for everyone to see, especially Chris. Ken came in to find Mercy, his girlfriend. Although he put all that into her, Ken told her that Violet was his girlfriend and he got a slap for spilling those words out. Ken got angry, and that was the end of their little relationship. Chris called her to know what was going on. Violet opened up that she's with his son now, not knowing that his wife was behind him. Chris had to give up now. The little argument almost resulted in a conflict when Chris raised his voice that brought the attention of the children. Diane have to tell the children what was going on. She cheated on their father a year ago, and that is why he wanted a divorce. Chris told them that there wasn't going to be any divorce, probably because he has lost Violet. And the family was back together again. Nene called for a reunion party, which was also her birthday. She has long waited for this day. Ken invited his girlfriend, and Diane upon seeing them went to welcome them. And to wrap it all, Diane thanked Violet for saving her marriage. How did it happen? Diane went to visit Violet the night before Violet asked Ken to go out on a date with her the following morning and convinced her about her son the following day, and that concluded everything. Violet was truly a decent lady because she had the power to ruin Diane's home. Thanks for her every effort. Thanks for watching. Please comment your thoughts and also like and share this video for more super amazing videos that we are bringing to you. And if you're watching from our YouTube channel, you can also subscribe and turn on your notification for more. Thank you.